All right, guys, I know the Trans Am here is almost ready for paint, but if you flash back about, 2 weeks ago, which is right now, actually, now time, I am doing the mini tubs right now. I did get one side done. It took a while. Disclaimer for you guys, if you're thinking about doing a mini tub on a 2nd gen Firebird Camaro, if the car's not painted yet, do it before paint. I was debating whether I was gonna do it before or after we painted it, because the car, it needs one more grit on it. It needs 400 and then it gets sealed and painted, right? So I'm like, oh, I'll do it in 400 and then we'll paint it and then I'll do this afterwards. I'm happy I didn't, solely because you're cutting a ton. You have to cut a ton, you have to weld a ton. You're constantly going in and out of the car, dragging tools in and out. God forbid you scratch something. I have not yet that I can see, but it's not too late to be like, oh, whoops, I did that on accident. Let's go back, let's fix it, and then we can paint it. Here is one of the mini tubs. I'm working on that side currently. I have my tape laid out, and I'm cutting up a line because the mini tub actually gives you 2 more inches of clearance. You can also see on the inside here, I have spot welded all the way around. I have to fold this tab back over here and then spot weld that to it, but they're all spot welded. You do have to relocate your shocks because normally they go right up into this pocket up in here. But as you guys can see, there's like no more room. You ain't getting no shock in there. That's for damn sure. The worst part about doing this is, I'll move this stuff out of the way for you guys. The worst part about this is when you're actually doing all of the welds up through here, down, over, and then of course the spot welds that go up there. This is the worst part. And also cutting this is the worst part. As you guys can see, I have an inner line right there and then an outer line. I'm only cutting to the inner line because, you know, God forbid you make it jagged or something. Real quick, guys, I know I just put the camera down, but I do want to show you guys this. This is before and after, how much room you actually lose with this, right? So you guys can see perfectly how much of this like shock mount you're cutting out. You're almost splitting it in half. You're taking off 2 inches of this piece to suck it in, and that's what you're gaining with the mini tub kit, right? And then you come down here and you cut it right through there, all the way back. Woo! I got a little feisty with that one. But then, whoop, it actually comes into the frame rail slightly. Not much, it's just this outer little lip right here. But it comes through there. You can kind of follow the arc. I'll have to make more of an imprint on it, but then it comes clean out to there. She's getting there. I'll have to continue this back down. And then this thing's ready to come out pretty much. So yeah, that's what it looks like before. Mind you, there's no tub in it. And then that's what it looks like after. And that's that same hole right there. That's how much it is right there. That's the existing hole on the other side. That's about how much you lose. Well, gain, I guess you could say. I will admit, for 2 more inches, it's a lot of work. But if you want to run a bigger tire in a 2nd gen, I guess that's just what you gotta do. I'm gonna continue cutting this, and I'll pick you guys back up when this thing's ready to come out. You guys can already see it's getting there. She's a wobbly goose. We'll get her out. I'll pick you guys back up in a sec. Oh, she's almost there. Someone patched this quarter before, and as far as history. So I gotta get rid of their scab. I could probably use Mr. Sauce for this. out. Well, she's out. I still have to do this a little bit of trim work because just to make it easier for myself, I just get the bulk of it out. Like I still have to come in here and grind this back, cut a little more into here. As you can see, that's where it's supposed to be, but I just cut it off so it makes it a lot easier. And you can see there's scab work here. This quarter was done before, and I tried to spot weld drill their spot welds out, but I couldn't get through with the drill bit. I ended up breaking the drill bit, so had to cut it, or well, grind their welds down as much as I can and then use the panel splitter and separate that little flange. But there is still a flange there. Might have to beef it up, but we shall see. It's messy right now. We have to clean this up. I have to get rid of this side of the lip the whole way around, that lip right in there. This little bastard can join its brother over here in the pile of scrap. Like I said, the worst part is when you have to cut in here. Where's me light? You guys can't see anything. When you have to cut in here, because you have to go through the truck. Oh no, I didn't even see that rust. I didn't even see that. You guys see that? Yeah. Other side looks pretty good. I'll have to clean and treat all that steel. So, well, that I don't know about that. Damn it! I didn't see that before we did all the body work. Something must have been living in there. Could be a meese or one of the mooses. And I know what I said before, guys, but I couldn't let it go. It's a little crude at the moment, but I did end up patching this piece right here because it was, I mean, it's completely destroyed. Here's the piece that I cut out. Now, that's what the back looks like. It's always worse than it appears. You can obviously see it's very pitted through here and destroyed, but at first glance you might be like, oh, it's just right here and right here. And I cut it big intentionally because, you know, even though that, if you look how bad it is right here, you best believe on this side of the cut, it's pretty much just as bad as this. So I had to really clean that steel while that piece was out before I laid this piece in here. And yeah, like I said, it's crudely welded right now. I'll have to get in here and properly weld it, but you can see it follows the right shape. It follows this return right here on this side over here. And you don't even see this really, but you know, might as well make it look the best you can. And yes, it's crudely welded right now, but we will fix that. But yeah, I'll pick you guys back up once we're done with this side. All right, guys, we have the rough piece welded in here. The mini tub, the gap up top here is pretty relatively even in terms of how much lip there is. It does change halfway through a little bit. It's just, I tried my best to get this thing as like level this way from the old and the new as possible, and that's what we came up with. So that's in, and then we'll seam seal all of it, and then she gets sanded in 400 grit, and then that's it. Yay! Finally. Oh, good God. We have an assembly line pretty much going through here. We have a bunch of different stuff, but here's all my stuff right here. If you guys didn't know, I might have filmed it. I cannot remember 100%, but these are all in sealer right now. And before this all gets painted, along with the trunk and fenders, they're up front, but before this gets painted, I have to wet sand all these pieces in 400 just to put the sand scratch back into it so we can paint over it. So that shouldn't take too long. It'll probably be a whole day of wet sanding, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. And then probably either the day before that or the day after those pieces get sanded and painted, the body of the car will get painted. So she's coming along. We're almost to the point where we can just worry about mechanical stuff, right? I mean, I've been making videos on this car for 2 years, which is insane, but I've been making videos on this car for 2 years. And, you know, granted, I haven't been working on it super religiously, but but it's just the point. You're doing a project car. If you have a full-time job, you work or whatever, it's gonna take, and you're doing all the work yourself, it's gonna take a very long time to get this car done. All right, guys, we're pretty much done. This sucked. It blew up all the time. It was just constantly blowing up, but we're pretty much done. I'm just giving it the welds, the exposed welds at least. Not a very heavy coat, but a decent one of etch primer. All right, guys, we're back the next day. I did wrap up the tubs. They're completely done. I'm just trying to find a light so I can, there we go. Trying to find a light so I can show you guys the end product. We still have to seam seal them, but then after that, they're pretty much done. As you guys can see now, both tubs are completely done. They're welded. All we gotta do is seam seal them, and then that is good. We're done. Thank goodness. I won't bore you guys with the seam sealer because it literally is like you apply it, then you smooth it with your finger. It's a very super simple, straightforward process. But after that is done, we're gonna stay in the car in 400 grit, and then she's ready for the paint booth, which is right there, what those parts are in right there. We can paint this thing. I can now show you guys, we can paint the doors, they're ready to go. The hood, the fenders are up front. The only things that I still have to do, I have not touched yet, are the nose and the bumper cover, which is sitting up there on that shelf. I have those pieces, and then this rear deck filler piece right here that I believe I showed you guys. It was extremely crusty on the back, but we have since then cleaned all that steel off, treated it, and dipped literally a bath of chassis saver on the back side of this piece. So we shouldn't have to worry about it rusting ever again. It'll probably outlast the entire car. But like I said, I'll pick you guys back up when this thing's ready to roll in the paint booth and get painted. So I'll catch you guys then. All right, what's up, guys? We are back. It's a little bit later on the Trans Am's ordeal. Last time you guys saw, we were doing the mini tubs in it, and I saw a little bit of rust on the inside. I don't know if you guys might be able to see this. Actually, I saw this right in here, these small little pinholes, and there was a little bit down here. I was like, you know what? We're going this far with the whole car. Let's just take the windshield out and address any rot that's behind here. And, well, as you can see, that's what we uncovered. Rotten down here on this corner right here. Rotten down here. So what we did is it took a little bit, but we bent up a few pieces to actually go in here. 2 pieces right here, 1 piece down here, 1 piece right here. That lays in there. I have little holes for like clecos to sit in. Then this top piece right here, he lays right over top. I still have to fine tune this quite a bit still, but we have the rough shape, and it still follows this arc of the top of the dash right there, and all of this down here too. We did the whole mini tub process, and then we uncovered this, and then this, and then this, and then this, and then this. I mean, when you consider how much of this car has been, similar process to that. Long time ago, I filmed the video a long time ago, but floor pans had to get done. Rockers had to get done. This quarter back here was smashed in and filled with body filler, if you guys remember. That had to get replaced. All the T-top regions on the inside were all rotted and pitted from water just laying in there. Dirt and water just rotted it out. I had to repair all that. I had to repair the seams right here. The inside in there, up there you guys can see. We had to repair that. The lower quarter sections down here, rotten, had to repair that. And we're also doing a tunnel because we are running a T56 in this 2nd gen F body, and everybody pretty much says that it will not fit whatsoever with a stock tunnel. I have to wait till we can lower the body of the car onto the engine and transmission to see where it will actually end up sitting, shifter wise, everything else. So I'm waiting on that because the hoist is hogged up right now. So I decided to start on that piece over there. Luckily, this side isn't rotten. Thank goodness, because I'd have to do that again over there. I'll pick you guys back up once this thing's almost getting ready to be welded in, and then we'll see how much it changes from there. Weld this sucker in, and then continue with the transmission tunnel. And then once that's complete, Sam, that is all of the modification. That is all that's left modification wise. I am probably gonna address these wrinkles right here on the firewall too, just to make it look a little nicer, but that goes with the tunnel as well. I don't know last time I actually showed inside this car to you guys, but the entire dash is taken out, everything, all the wiring laying right here. They had a hodgepodge mess. I mean, you could see, for instance, that. I ripped it all out because I'm just gonna redo the entire wiring under the dash because I hate dealing with, literally, you look under there and you have a heart attack because what goes where? What does what? I don't know. Like that's literally what I thought in my head when I looked at it. I'm like, I don't know what any of this is. So, that being said, I'll pick you guys back up once we're ready to tack that piece back in, and then we'll go from there. In the previous clip, you guys saw me working on this piece right here. I believe it was in 2 separate pieces. Since then, I have seam welded it here, metal finished it nicely. I've somewhat seam welded this on the back side, and then that's what you can see on the front side. Got it down as best I could to make it look the best that it possibly could. And then there's also in here, I had to take a slice out because this piece slowly goes down towards the end here. You can see it goes down towards the end. Now I might have to hammer and dolly some parts of this, but overall I think it's a pretty decent piece. It does fit the dash, you know, to a degree. We'll have to do a little bit of smoothing out, but it's gonna be a nice piece. It's gonna go in nice. It's gonna fix the rust problem right here. And I also have to weld these pinholes shut. I'll get this thing welded up, pick you guys back up when we're done welding it. All right guys, so I just cut it off, and this is probably, I don't think you could get more perfect of an example than this on, let me just show you real quick. So here's the piece right here. I actually just got it loosely cut off right here. I want to show you guys this, right? So it might not look that terribly bad. You see you have some rust pits up here, rust holes up here, big hole right here, big hole, big hole, big hole, right? But overall, you might be like, okay, this is okay right here, and it's not too bad down here. And right here, it looks pretty good. This is what is underneath of this piece. Yeah. And then here's the back side of the piece that I just showed you guys. Here's the front. Here's the back. Look at that. Look at how bad that is. You would never be able to weld to this. You would, even if you had the welder on like A, which is the lowest setting, the lowest amperage, lowest voltage, whatever, it would blow through this immediately. This thing would have no chance. 0 chance. And that is why I did this. All this would have been hiding under, when we're done with this, an extremely nice car, right? Really nicely done, new floor pans, mini tubbed, modern drivetrain, all the rust repaired, except for that one piece up there by the dash. And that is what would be hiding under it. I did get a little carried away. I cut through a little bit right here of the understructure, but I can easily just weld that from the backside shut again once I have this piece welded in, so no big deal. But yeah, I mean, this is shot. This piece right here. This is part of my dash. literally gone. Now this understructure, I might be able to clean it up. I haven't got all this out yet. I still have to get more out over here. I just want to get the bulk out of the way. But this is very badly pitted. This is why when you see like, oh, it might not, it looks a little bit rusty. Like there's definitely holes in that piece, but you would never think underneath it would look that bad. I mean, it looks like Harvest Cheddar Sun Chips under here. Literally, it looks like the crumbs from Harvest Cheddar Sun Chips. So I'll vacuum this out, clean it up the best I can. We'll see if we're gonna be able to save this. Well, I would say I'm surprised, but I'm not. So I was just in here cleaning out all the steel. I did put a few tacks on here because this thing was never actually welded to this understructure. Cleaned out all this. I put a spot weld in. I put a spot weld in here because it never had one. These two pieces were never sandwiched together. But as I was looking at that, I'm like, oh, let me go down here. Let me clean it out. Let me clean all, oh, light's dying. Let me clean all this steel out up top here. What do you say about right there yonder? I think that's a hole. I think that's a hole. I think there might be a little bit of a hole right there. Come to the top side. Right here. All of this is gonna have to get repaired. We have the piece in, as you can see. You can somewhat see where the seam's at. Down here, it's not too crucial. Again, you don't see any of this. The windshield sits here. You only really see the top side. I think it looks pretty damn good. We made the seam where it comes down right here, joins into this bottom piece right here, and she's sound, and it still follows a good shape. So I'm gonna get on to making this rear bumper fit onto the back of the car here, because we're not using the 1979 through 81 bumper. We're gonna be using a 77, actually it'd be pre that. I think like 76 through 78 bumper, I believe. Maybe it was like 74 as well, I'm not 100% sure. But we're going to be making this bumper work on the car. So anyways, that's all I really wanted to show you guys. This video's been going on long enough. We did the mini tub kit and we did that patch up there. I'm gonna do the transmission tunnel probably off camera unless I think it's worthy enough to make a video. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I know it's been a little while since the last upload, the Avalanche video, which is over a month old, I know. It's just trying to find the time and, you know, the time to make the videos and the time to make the content for the videos, really. It's a handful, but thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content coming over the channel, and I'll see all you guys in the next one.